I want us to move to housing.
Tell them. Listen.
Appropriate and affordable housing is a basic need of every child and every family. Accordingly, my administration is committed to improving both the quality and the availability of affordable housing to low and middle income families, as well as to our young professionals. At present, there are over 8,000 applicants in the system awaiting public housing solutions. Many applicants need to update their files.
Sure.
A digital platform will be created to facilitate this process. Some applicants, Madam Presiding Officer, have been waiting over 15 years to hear their names called to no avail. This is not surprising, as I have been saying for some time now, that our predecessors only built 556 houses. Sorry, I give them more than they built. Let me tell you time. They only built over 21 years, 356 houses, which is an average of 17 homes per year. The previous administration also provided lots, housing lots, service lots rather, at an average of 11 per year. If that isn't underperformance, I don't know what is. Given the current high price of a standard dwelling unit and the low average income of most households in Tobago, the THA is compelled to intervene.
Yes.
And we have to intervene through subsidies as the major player to address failures in the real estate market. The Secretary of Settlements and his assistant have been mandated to fix this. Madam Presiding Officer, I'm pleased to report that under his astute leadership, the long-awaited Shervan Integrated Housing Development and a new backlit housing development, which are projected to provide approximately 400 housing solutions and 122 service lots to Tobagonians, respectively, are actively being pursued. These projects have garnered significant private sector interest, with several unsolicited proposals being presented. Madam Presiding Officer, while we welcome unsolicited proposals, the request for expressions of interest for these two housing developments will be published before the end of fiscal 2022. And let me put on record, Madam Presiding Officer,
official,
that we welcome proposals from anyone.
Anybody.
For affordable, resilient, and sustainable housing solutions that deliver on value for money. Additionally, work is advancing at the Riseland Housing Development with technical and financial support from the Inter-American Development Bank. Madam Presiding Officer, it is projected that the infrastructure works will be complete by the beginning of fiscal 2023, most likely October 2022. Further developments at Adelphi, Corland Phase 2, and Adventure Phase 3 are to follow, and collectively these projects are designed to deliver 300 housing units to Tobagonians. In keeping with our stated commitment to expand villages and keep families together, we are actively exploring the use of state lands in Speyside, Kendall, Pembroke, and Culloden for the purpose of housing and service lots. In keeping with the land use plan being developed, the Division of Settlements will be collaborating with the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development to establish new road networks and re-establish existing ones, such as the Miss Mills Trace, to make lands more available. Madam Presiding Officer, we are also undertaking a strategic review of social programs to simplify accessibility and delivery to Tobagonians. The Home Improvement Program includes several grants and subsidies geared towards providing financial relief ranging from 15,000 to 50,000. The strategic review will look deliberately at these amounts in light of the grievous socio-economic impact of COVID-19 and other related social conditions. It is important to note here that in the new fiscal year, applicants will be able to access home improvement assistance via simplified, digitized forms which are less onerous and feature secure and efficient workflow processes while providing for transparency and accountability. Going forward, the strategic framework for the sustainability of our housing program will be anchored in the following: multiple funding modalities, both public and private. Projections for future growth in demand based on the demographic trajectory of the island's population. Upgrade of the current housing stock with emphasis on attaining certain minimum standards of housing quality. The availability of state lands. Formulation of general policy guidelines. Auditing of infrastructure and utilities. Establishment of the planning and the regulatory framework. Identification of the responsible agencies and green construction technologies. Madam Presiding Officer, we have begun to think through an ambitious but achievable housing program. It is our intention to provide 1,000 fully serviced housing lots in our first term. That is 250 units per year. Or a 300% increase in delivery.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
We intend to pursue our housing program using partnership investment instruments with investors both at home and abroad. We encourage Tobagonians at home and abroad to join us in investing in a piece of our own paradise.
Yes.
We anticipate that the provision of 1,000 housing lots will lead to direct injection of more than 1.5 billion into the Tobago economy. True. We intend to commence work on our housing strategy in the second quarter of fiscal 2023.